Yesterday we had reports that the takeover had been given the green light, and we also heard reports that it had been delayed until next week. So what do we believe? To be honest, I'm feeling more positive about the deal happening now than I have done for the past month. The vibes around the whole deal this week seem to have become more positive as the week has gone on. And here are 5 reasons why I'm optimistic. Number 1, despite further potential spanners being thrown in the works, such as another letter sent to the Premier League by Jamal Khashoggi's widow, it just appears that all these objections and things that are designed to stop or slow down the deal just aren't having any effect at all. And from what we hear, the Premier League fit and proper persons test appears to be coming to an end and in favour of Newcastle. Number 2, although we've seen it before in previous weeks, the journalists do appear generally to be accepting that this is a case of when and not if. The volume of stories claiming that there's a problem with the ownership tests appear to be far, far less than they have been in previous weeks, and for me, that's hugely positive and a big step forward. Number 3, there's been a surge of people within Saudi Arabia saying that this has been approved. Time will, of course, tell on that one, but the wave of people saying it seems significant, and again, some big players in Saudi Arabia who have links to the Saudi Arabian government are tweeting these things out. So it would seem that there is some truth to the deal being green-lighted soon. Number 4, we've also seen some stuff coming out from people within the club. Shola gave an interview last week, and then this week Steve Bruce has obviously given an interview to Sky Sports where he's even talked about the club and the future and his future. Of course he was careful with what he said, but he openly discussed the takeover, which in itself to me felt really significant. It would have been the easiest thing in the world for Bruce to skirt around the subject, around the talk of any takeover, but he didn't. He discussed it, and as I said, he mentioned his own personal future in that. Clearly the guy isn't going to say he's not fit for the job and that he'll be off, so he was obviously saying he believed in himself, and you would expect that from any manager. But the fact that our current manager, who is employed by the club, has come out and spoken about the takeover, to me seems hugely significant, because this is something that hasn't happened before. And number 5, the 5th reason why I'm feeling pretty optimistic is about one of our players as well. So I mentioned obviously Steve Bruce has said stuff publicly about the deal. We've also had our enigmatic winger Alain SaintMaximin. He's come out this week, he retweeted NUFC 360, a story that they tweeted saying that the takeover was imminent, and people went mad for that, obviously. Now, the problem with him is you don't know whether he's just bored and just having a bit of fun, or whether he was tweeting that because he knows something but couldn't say it directly. I'm going to believe it was a not so subtle message from him. I think he's probably desperate to tell us that he knows, but couldn't do it directly, so he kind of did it in a roundabout way. I'll end this video with my own personal thoughts on the situation. I get asked quite a lot whether I think it's going to happen or when is it going to happen. I don't have the answers to that. I'm like every other fan, I'm just sort of trying to figure it out. And I will proceed with caution going forwards, because I always do. But I have to say the past week has actually made me feel more positive. Maybe it's some sort of complacency from going through it week after week after week, but I definitely feel like the vibe this week around the story has felt more positive than it has in previous weeks, and that there seems to be more people coming out who are in a position to actually know a bit about the story, coming out and with those positive vibes. I think next week seems like it could be the time it finally happens, but honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being the week after. But I do think, on my heart of hearts, that it's finally time to get the cans chilled. If you've liked this video or any of my other videos, please consider hitting the subscribe button, that'll help me massively. There's a couple of other videos of mine on the screen for you to check out right now, and I will see you really soon for another video.